morning. Good morning. The prelude today, the song is Bright Morning Star. It's working. The song today is Bright Morning Stars, traditional Appalachian carol, but I thought that this is most appropriate for today because we have bright morning stars participating in our program. And so this is dedicated to them and also to everyone.
So good morning.
Good morning.
This is Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
I brought Sophie in because George wanted to meet Sophie and Sophie wanted to meet George. So hi, George. And Sophie loves pancakes. So this was a great day for Sophie. So I'm Cindie Leitman, and I'm here to welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, Tacoma. Those of you here in person and those at home watching up there, we're so glad you're here with us today. Our musicians, keep your applause. I'll tell you when to applause after I've introduced everybody, okay? Our musicians today are Berenford Yangco on the clarinet, and our special musician guest are CSL Tacoma members who are going to be doing a wonderful celebration today. Pete Beresford on percussion, and ChrineEss Young on the piano and the vocals. Our audiovisual team is Erik Perrohe and Ronald Edens up there. Our practitioners today are Mona Williams on platform, and Steve Potts holding high watch or consciousness in the back. Hi. Thanks to our greeters, Mary and Marge, who met you with a smile as you came in the door. Mary and Marge, rave? Yep, okay. and Kathy for coordinating our coffee service downstairs, and Kaylin and her helper who are teaching and caring for our children. Now you can applaud. So for announcements, please look in your program. All the announcements are there, and important information about fantastic things that are going on here at the center. And for folks who are joining us online, this is Sophie, and please visit our website, csltacoma.org, and explore the heading, What We're Up To, and you can find out everything that's going on here. So practitioners will be in the prayer room in the back after service, holding a prayer circle. Please join them if you have a need for prayer. And if you're new today and you're comfortable raising your hand, please do so that we can say hello to you and welcome you here. Raise your hand. Yay! Whoa! Keep your hand up so we can give you a welcome packet. Fabulous. Boy, did you come at a great day. Yeah. And we also invite you to stay after service is over, pardon me, for some refreshments and for some authentic connections. So let's remember who we are. The Center for Spiritual Living Tacoma is a peaceful, loving, and joyful spiritual community connected through a shared set of values, principles, and practices. Pardon me. We awaken and embody our understanding of oneness with Source and all of life. We are committed to individual transformation, healthy relationships, and being a beneficial presence on the planet and in our community. Our vision is to create a world that is thriving in harmony. Your presence makes a positive difference, and you are most welcome here. And now it's time for our minister's moment with Reverend Lou Ebersole.
All right, good morning. How are we feeling today? You know, and we deserve to feel good because we need to feel good because that's what we're doing is creating this goodness. Even in the midst of turmoil and change and suffering, it's all ours to hold on to is this goodness, which gives us this rocket fuel to sail through these difficult times. All right? So just high five your neighbor and say, we're each other's rocket fuel. All right? Now, come back and take a deep breath in right now. Notice how that made you feel. So part of the secret in challenge and change is recognizing that you can change, you can shift how you feel all the time, and that's real. So just remember that's a power you have. Don't let anyone take that power from you, okay? You own that. That's yours right here. That's your rocket fuel. So I'm Reverend Ebersole, and this Center for Spiritual Living. This place is a little different, and it's a little special in that we are authentic and guided by a sense of love and companionship and caring for each other. And we don't care really what you believe, as long as you believe in creating a world that's thriving in harmony. You bring that, and we can do anything with it. Bring who you are. That's what today's service is going to be about. You're going to see people daring to do something different, people stepping out to perform. And I'm on there, and I've never played before anyone in my whole life, never played before a crowd. So this will be a first time for me. But that kind of courage is emblematic of the courage that we all possess to do whatever we want to do always. Because we are truly connected and interconnected in a deep, rich way. So first, I want to say something about Black History Month that's gone past. When that was happening, my son Max, as many of you know, was in a hospital. It was a traumatic time. It was difficult. We were trying to get our heads around it, and it slipped past without me being able to mark it. And coming up, we're going to have a little special announcement and talk about that, about what it means and how important it is right now to recognize our brothers and sisters and our comrades in arms in all races, especially right now in Black history, because we got to recognize it and call it out because it's got to be part of our fiber of being. It's critical because this is the time for it. And the quieter the others get, the louder we're going to get. Okay? So just know that's on the event horizon coming up really soon. Okay? Also, in that sense of building authentic community, I want to ask SueBob to come to the stage. SueBob's a board member, and if you had a chance to be a member, get a pancake breakfast. You might have seen SueBob serving you or any of the board members. But she has a great event called Food for the Soul, and she's going to tell you a little bit about it. So SueBob, take it away.
Thank you, Drew. Actually, I have two things. Next week after service, we have potluck. We have some sign-up sheets if you want to be a helper or if you want to bring food. We've been noticing that there hasn't been as much food, so magical, generous elves have been making food behind the scenes at the last minute. And we don't want to do that anymore. We want to spread the love. So we're just going to have a simple potluck next week. If all you can bring is a bag of little carrots, bring that, a bag of chips, some salsa. You know, it's just a chance to get together and have some fun. We don't want to stress anybody out with having to make your grandmother's big casserole or anything. Just bring what you can and have a good time. So that'll happen next week after service. Food for the Soul is an event where everybody, can throw parties. And then as a center, we auction off the slots to go to those parties. You can have any kind of party you want, and I've been talking to people, and so far some of the things we have are a fancy afternoon tea and a dinner at a home overlooking the Sound with beautiful art, and all kinds of ideas are coming out of the woodwork. So in your program, there is a little bit about it. There's also a host sign-up form, but if you use the QR code, you can go to the host sign-up form online. And if you have questions and, or like, what the heck, you can start to fill out the host sign-up form and just put, I have questions, give me a call, and somebody will talk to you, and we'll get the process going. So we're going to take party ideas for the next few weeks. Then there'll be a little pause, and then we'll auction those all off. So looking forward to that, and we'll have events all summer long. Thank you.
Woo-hoo! Yeah. All right. This is a fundraiser, so please sign up for an event, and then we'll auction. It's going to be great energy. It's really going to just strengthen our community even more, so we love that. I said earlier that I would make a little mention about the Black History Month, but I see now that Sherry's come in. I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to make it. Sherry, would you come up to the stage? Are you prepared? She just wants to say a few words, and I've been talking to her about this, and she can, I think, share a little bit of her perspective of why it's important and why we need to remember it. So this is Sherry Gilliard. She's one of our wonderful members, and she's a brilliant teacher and a great friend and a great ally. I've known her for a long time, and so let's welcome Sherry Gilliard.
Good morning. I apologize for my tardiness. Thank you. I'll just give a 10-second background. I'm a New Yorker, and New Yorkers have a tendency it's our trait to not be silent. And you can, depending on who you know, you can take that how you want. We're going to tell you how we feel. And so my father was born to a Jewish white mother from the South. And he and his brothers and my grandmother pretty much were in exile from the South and wound up going to Brooklyn, where from there they still were met with racism, discrimination. Though she was white, she had evidence that she had been with a black man. And so my father would tell us stories. I am one of 3 daughters, and we would hear these stories, And when you see your father or your mom, you look at them in the sense of, why would anyone do anything wrong to them? That's mommy and daddy. Why would they do that? Not one of the nicest people ever, right? And so my father always said, no matter what we're going through, whenever you have the opportunity to do right, to do good, that's going to benefit others, whether you see it now or later on, you should take it. My father had a job in the sense of being an electrician in New York City, and he was maybe one of 3 black men on his crew. They had him up on a cylinder concrete block that was going to be hoisted up probably a couple of 100 feet. They did not give him a harness. They just told him to hold on. And so while he's up there, he feels himself slipping. And he said, all he could say was, God, I promise you, if you get me down from here safely, I promise I will take any opportunity you give me to change this. Well, one day, he went to fix some electrical issues at Mount Sinai Hospital. And when he went in there, he's working on the lights. And from what my father says, he says, this old white man comes in and says, are you Mo? My father said, no, I am not Mo. You sure you're not Mo? No, I'm not Mo, sir. I'm just fixing the lights. He said, yeah, but you're here. He said, yes, I am. He said, okay, so when class starts, you stay. And my father said, what? He said, when class starts, you stay. So it just happened to be that was the last job that my father had to do for that day. And my father stayed. And that was his path on being a pathologist, which in turn he wound up being a cytopathologist and head manager at Beth Israel Hospital. So my father always said, I don't want you to think folks see color all the time. I don't want you to grow feeling that way. He said, but don't forget who you are and where you come from. In my blood runs ancestors from the past that are with me forever. And their journeys, their struggles, their tribulation, but also their triumphs. And everyone has a story. And no one's story is better than someone else's. No one's story is more painful than someone else's. No one's triumph is better than anybody else's. And so with Black History Month, though the joke with us is that it's the shortest month of the year, my Blackness, my Jewishness, my Native Americanness does not end because a holiday ended or a celebration ended. I am who I am every single day. And if you ask me, if you're willing to listen, I am here to show you that we all, just like, and it happens to be the year of the snake. A snake that does not shed its skin will perish. Change is inevitable, whether you're with it or not. And so with that, I invite you. There's a song that says, be the change that you want to see in the world. Be the light that you want to see in the world. Be the voice that you want to see in the world. It will come back to you. And I leave you with that, with peace and love and a whole bountiful of blessings.
Okay. I'm so glad. I always trust Spirit. I'm like, it'll be next week. And Spirit walks here and says, it'll be now. She's going to talk right now. So that was perfect. Thank you so much, Sherry. I'm so honored by what you shared. So, all right, we got some really rich stuff to do first before we get to the music, so hang tight. And one thing we're going to do is Leslie's going to come on up, and we're going to announce, we have a boatload of new members that have joined, and we're going to announce them, and some of you are here, and Ty would join us on stage. We're going to hand you a little gift and welcome you. So come on up, Ty. And just for those of you who know, Ty is the director of, our chair of our board right now, and a wonderful guy. And Leslie is our director of operations, and she does beautiful work here. So these are two exceptional people. There we go.
Thank you. And I see Toni frantically pulling chairs out of the prayer room because we have a full house. So thank you, everyone, for being here to support your friends and family as they come up and share their light with us. We've had a plethora of new members in the last few years, and I'm really honored to be able to read these names off. And as you are able, please come forward and receive a gift from Ty and Drew. And if you've already received a gift, then I apologize for the repetition. Okay, and this is alphabetical. Eris Borseth. Erica Colon. Laura Ferris. Lisa Falk. I think she's downstairs. Franklin and Sherry. Come on up. Rob Gilmore. Nia Griffin. Kelly Halleck. Tracy and George. Britt Hogland. John H. Jones. Derek and Stacia Jones. Stacia. Joe Logan. Alex. Alex Mitchell, I heard from Alex, and she's out of town today. Elizabeth Nash, and she's a homesick. Okay. Angelina O'Connor. Bjorn Sorensen. Janera St. Clair. Billy Thomas. Renee Verone. Mandy Webb. Taylor Webb. And Jenny Wyatt. Tracy Klein. My perfection only goes so far. I know I've got her on a list. Thank you.
It's good. I know. We ran out of pens. All right, we'll work on that. Can you feel the energy that's happening right now? We're going to ride that wave all the way to the promised land. Let's do it. That's awesome. Okay. So thank you. That was wonderful. One of the new members is a practitioner. Practitioners are people that have studied a long time to learn how to pray and create things that are good for you. They focus the powers of your mind, simple thinking. Your thinking creates your life. That's not rocket science, but the practice of it is incredibly important. So with the practitioners and ministers that are here with us, just stand for a second to be recognized and seen. And many of you are in training to become practitioners, and that's good. So seek them out if you need help specifically on something. They're very good at focusing energy, and it works. My son Max was in the hospital. Everybody prayed for him intentionally. He got better right away. It was pretty miraculous. And it's not woo-woo stuff. It's application of direct practices of using your mind to create what you want in your world. And we're going to create a good world together. So amen that. One of our newest practitioners, Angelina O'Connor. And Angelina just joined us from another center, transfer license here, and she'd like to just say a few words as we welcome her. So Angelina, come on up.
Hello, everyone. I'm really glad to be here. So happy to be with you all. So I have been on like many of you, a spiritual seeker for a long time. Different venues, different ways of reaching out and touching that spirit within and without. And so I just moved into the Tacoma CSL from another center, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm home. I'm good. So I moved my certification up to Tacoma to be authentic to who I am, because this is the energy that I want to live within. So I have a little reading for you, and just a couple words before I do it. There's pronouns that are used in this. The ones that are I, me, that's spirit speaking, and you is you. Okay? You sparkle, you dance. Your heart is open and fills until it overflows. You have made a choice, and here you are. All hands, all hearts, all energies from the vastness of space to where you sit is love, is wisdom, power, and beauty that flows without interruption. It is just a thought away. It is just a word away. Your power, that power is your power. That love is always showering over and through you. The entire abundant universe is already within your grasp. Pick your delight now, and now, and now. And when you choose, notice that there is never a vacant space. It is refilled before you even ask, because there is no end to good, no end of abundance, no end of love in the universe. I give all of this to you and say yes to these gifts. I cannot withhold, because I am not separate from the endless supply. And I am not separate from each requester. I am not separate from any part of creation. All that is seen and unseen is sourced from me. My energy, my creative expression, and my nature is to love endlessly. Yes, I love you that much. Always have, always will. Thank you.
So I want to take a second to note that in the program, we have two performers that are ill. And one is Judy, and the other is Lucas Smaraldo. And Judy has COVID. She has that and needs prayer. But I want us to take a second for her and for Lucas, who's in a little bit of trouble right now with medically. I can't reveal the details because he's not conscious and capable of giving me, but I think we just need to pray for him. So let's just take a second and send healing wishes and thoughts. We'll just take just 15 seconds of silence to those that are ill everywhere in our lives, and especially to Lucas and Judy. Thank you. So we want to think constantly about sharing this. Again, see, this is the thing we preach here, we talk about, is you don't have to have religious background, and we want you to feel free to release religious trauma here. This is not about having to follow a doctrine. This is about you expressing as love or spirit itself, because that's what Let Your Light Shine's about today, is you get to be free to be you in a world that is thriving in harmony. You're like a piece of a mosaic. You're perfect and special and unique exactly as you are, and you fit into this beautiful picture of what humanity, the world, looks like. That's oneness. It's not a wash or separate or I'm lost in. It's I'm standing proud, unique as me. And you're going to see people today that aren't necessarily pro-performers. We're not out in the streets, busking and making money. We're doing this because we love it. Well, Christine is, and Pete, okay. But the rest of us, ChrineEss is, the rest of us not. But what you're seeing is people courageously stepping into a calling to let their light shine. And that's what this is about today. And Pete Beresford is also our music coordinator. He's going to be emceeing, introducing the acts as they come up. But it's your talents, whatever they are. You're going to see some talents that are musical or spoken word today or a little bit of speech. But your talents are what's important to shine. Whatever it is you do. I'm going to tell you 2 quick stories about it because this isn't a long talk. This is just really brief before we get to the music. And that is, you can shine your light in ways that you never even imagined. So I'm standing before you today, as many of you know, having recovered from a pretty traumatic brain tumor. It knocked me on my butt. And my wife, CJ, walked me through that path of recovery. When I woke up, I couldn't walk, and I couldn't use the right side of my body. I was deaf in one ear. I was facial paralysis on the right side. I couldn't swallow. I had to learn to do all. I couldn't really talk. And all that had to be done again. And there was one moment where someone shone a light to me that may have been the most critical moment in me understanding that I could not only make a full recovery, I could bounce forward and get stronger. It's called post-traumatic growth. It was a physical therapist, and she walked in my room, and I was just out, bandage on my head, sagging down, slumping on the right side. And she walked in my room, and she goes, I want you to look at me before we begin our work today. I said, okay. My one eye had opened. I looked at her, and she went like this. And she said, do you see this? I said, yeah. She said, my hand is raised above my head with strength and power. She goes, when I was 21, I fell off a horse and shattered my right collarbone completely. And the doctors told me I would never be able to raise my hand above here ever again. And she goes, look at me. Do you see that? She goes, you are going to walk again and talk again. And you're going to be healthy and stronger than you've ever been before. Do you believe that? And I was like, yes. My one eye blinking wildly as tears were coming down. I was like, yeah, I believe that. And she goes, that's the power of belief. And I share that story with you because she's shown her light to me, and that light lit a fire in me that you're feeling now. And it lights fires in all of us because that's how we do this together. And even in the impending darkness that we face, if we shine our lights brightly together, we can fiercely chase that darkness away. And we can step into a better, brighter light. The dark may appear like it has power, but not with the light. Not with the light, my friends. And that's you. You are that light. I also want to share a story about Sherry because she was up here and she gave me permission to share this. She was subbing in and working with an arts group was it middle school? Middle school. And there was a band that was in middle school, and they had a special celebration coming up for Black History Month. And Sherry had arranged that this band would play the Black National Anthem. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's pretty amazing. It was written about 1900, and it's been played every year since, and it's a very powerful piece. And she had arranged it that the band would come in and sing the song. And on the day of the event, the band walked in, and they didn't have their instruments. And she said, "Why don't you have your instruments?" And a couple of students sheepishly stepped up and said, "Because our teacher told us not to bring them today." Seems like a pretty overt act of kind of a racist behavior. Not kind of, absolutely. But you know what Sherry did? She didn't blink. She took it in for a minute. She went down to the office. She had the lyrics for that song printed out. And she stood alone, letting her light shine. And she sang the Black National Anthem for everyone to hear, proudly and beautifully. So I share that story also because you have no idea what's being called for you to shine your light, or when, or why, but pay attention because it's there. Invitations are all around you. And that was an act of courage that we can all take with us, to stand up and sing and shine and be whatever it is. It might be a small act of kindness. It might be singing out for the world. Whatever it is, it's your light. Let it shine. Marianne Williamson has a great quote, and she says, "Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate." Many of you know this. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant and gorgeous and talented and fabulous and courageous and amazing? Actually, the question is, who are you not to be? That's who we are. This is why we're here on this Earth School, to lean into what we can do together, to learn, to grow, to be greater than we ever thought possible. So as we hear these perfect, imperfect, wonderful performers, perfectly imperfect, we take courage and solace knowing that as we let our light shine, we can accomplish anything. And in fact, we will accomplish everything. So without further ado, let's let our light shine. Pete? Oh, but wait, first, a message from your local practitioner. This is Mona Williams, and if you don't know her, get to know her too, because she's a force for good right here. Mona Williams, come on up.
Good morning. This has been a week for me. I'm going to take us into prayer, but I have to say something about letting your light shine. My daughter's birthday was this week, so I decided to cook. And I decided to do a new recipe. That's just me. It's like, ooh, she's got to have something special. Yeah. 3 hours after peeling and deveining shrimp, I was like, I will not do that again. I'll do the dish. If that's not happening, we're going to take a different route about this one. But I say that to say, what a blessing. I am truly blessed. And as I know that I am blessed, I know that each person here in this room is blessed. Because God is and I am. And as I am, so are you. So let's take this into prayer today. Just welcoming in this day of joy. This day of love. Knowing that there is only the one life. A life of love, a life of joy, a life of grace. A life of peace and life of understanding, acceptance, forgiveness, This life is the life of God, Spirit, some may say. And as I know that there is the one life and the one mind, I know that I am in full alignment with the love of God, the power of God, the knowledge of God, the grace of God. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for each person within the sound of my voice. And so, Father, Mother God, I declare that today is a day of blessing. Today is a day that we are all the blessing. And I'm knowing that as each person comes up to perform today, that it is God working in, as, and through each person. It is the love of God working in, as, and through each person. And I know that that we receive their love and their blessings in wonderful ways. And I say thank you, Father, Mother God. Thank you for this day. Thank you for each person here. Thank you for the world, Father, Mother God. Thank you for family and friends and so much more. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love, knowing that my word will not return to me void. I let go, I let God, and I anchor this by saying, and so it is.
All right. Yay! The moment is finally here. This all began shortly after I took over the role as the music coordinator here. And various members of the congregation started approaching me and expressing an interest in sharing their talents. And as I talked more with Drew about it, we thought, rather than do one at a time, why not have everybody together the way we're doing today and make it a celebration of all the talent that exists within our congregation. And so I'm delighted that we're having this wonderful show today. We've got spoken word, we've got music. Based on what I heard during the sound check, we've got some really wonderful performances coming. The first one, unfortunately, Drew said, is out with COVID, so she won't be here. So that puts Erik up first. And it's an interesting story. Erik has been attending the Artist's Way workshops held here at CSL Tacoma. And one of the things they've been working on is expressing yourself through writing. And Erik had a piece that he had written and performed for the group, last week? A week ago? A couple weeks ago? Recently. And was encouraged to just share it with us. So he's a late addition to the program, but we're delighted to hear from Erik and his story.
Hello. Wow, look at all these people. And on top of that, there's half a dozen people online watching too. So. And then afterwards, lots more people watch it, but wow. I remember when this room was kind of empty. So yeah, I've been here for 9.5 years now, if you can believe that. So, okay, so so as Pete said, the Artist's Way is based on the book called The Artist's Way, and it's a wonderful program. It's pretty much been life-changing, really. So we do one exercise. It's called the morning pages, where we're supposed to write in a journal every morning. And it's a struggle. But I've mostly been doing it, although sometimes it's the night pages rather than morning pages. But anyway, one morning I got inspired, and I'll just read what I have here. Okay. He had thought about writing in this journal, this book of morning pages, the very first thing when he woke, perhaps not yet fully awake. It was then that he thought about it. And yet here now in chair, breakfast next to him, cooling. He could see the journal, beseechingly, sitting beside him and accusing him with its silence, waiting. He remembered the struggle of yesterday, how day had turned into night before he finally found the courage to pick up the journal, but how easy it had been. The words had flowed once he had actually begun to write, and yet the struggle to begin remained unabated. Here today, once again, reluctance fills him, consumes him. He reaches instead for a library book, already past due and still sitting, neglected, unread. He skims through the book, appreciating its prose, the skillfully carved rivers of wordcraft running through its pages. His cooling breakfast of mixed vegetables, boiled, with added random streaks of untamed flavors he had corralled from the spice cupboard. Garlic, cloves, and thyme, with a goodly dash of flaxseed. Somehow they blended smoothly with the medley of frozen broccoli, green beans, carrots, onions, mushrooms, and green peppers. He didn't think of himself as a cook, but somehow the result wasn't bad. Too hot yet, he sighed. He went back to perusing the book. He had seen quite a few of Werner Herzog's quixotic movies, but he hadn't realized that Herzog was also an author until a chance encounter with this book, The Twilight World. It had jumped off the library shelf and thrust itself into his hand as he innocently walked by. It was like that with books sometimes, perhaps too many times. Now, as he sat here in this oh so comfortable chair, a mountain of tasks demanding to be done and yet not done, an avalanche threatens to bury him in a cloud of dire consequences. Taxes to file, a lease to renew, and so much more things to do. He pushed those thoughts back into the shadows from which they had sprung and allowed his eyes to meander at random through Herzog's jungle, stopping to read a paragraph or two here and there, trying to glean a sense of what transpires in the wild tropics of Herzog's story. He really ought to read this book. It's not very long, only about 100 pages. Perhaps a day or two of intense reading would be enough. At last, his eyes found their way to the author's biography at the very end of the book. Produced, written, and directed 70-plus movies, director of a dozen operas, and author of as many books. What an incredible life of achievement. His own accomplishments pale in comparison. Perhaps the most significant thing that he could say about his life is that he had survived it, which had been very much against the odds. Carefully, he placed Herzog's book back on the precarious pile of books next to his chair, each book sitting there and begging to be read, waiting for their turn in his chair, in his hands. There were 2 more books from the library on top of that stack. Those books were about drawing, a skill he was trying to learn, and underneath them were 4 more books he had recently acquired. Everywhere he looked, he could see stacks of books. He tried hard to resist them. He didn't want them cluttering up his life with overflowing bookcases. But like lost puppy dogs, they kept following him home. Remembering a recent lesson from The Artist's Way, he asked himself, what would I do if it didn't have to be perfect? Well, he thought, if I didn't have to get each word perfect, perhaps I would write. He thought then about that time he had nearly been drowned. Perhaps that would make a good story. Or how about that time when he had been surrounded by a gang of knife-wielding thugs, waving their switchblades inches from his face? Finally, he picked up his morning pages journal and began to write. And what you have just heard is what he wrote.
Thank you, Erik. Wonderful story. Now, for our first musical act, we've got John Lloyd, who is also going to double as Pink Zepplin. And I caution you, you may get some flashbacks. John? John. Next up, we have Toni, who's going to take us from rock and roll to Motown. I think every single song in here people will recognize.
Like Mary Wells said when she first performed at the Apollo, I hope I don't make a boo-boo.
But you can give them to the birds and bees. I need money. That's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want. The Motown sound, the sound of young America, the Detroit sound. Woo! Money, money. That's what I want. That's what I want. The sound was out and everybody is shopping around for the Motown sound. That's what I want. Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Hey, 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 Mr. Postman. Just a little bit of soul. Yeah, 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 yeah. Clap your hands just a little bit louder. Clap your hands just a little bit louder. Stevie Wonder. The Modelettes, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, the Temptations, the Four Tops, Mary Wells, Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight and the Pips. And then Motown went down to Gary, Indiana, and discovered these 5 very talented young men. When I had you to myself, I didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made me stand out in the crowd. Someone picked you from the bank when words was all it took. Now it's much too late for me to take a second look. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Won't you please let me? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go. But now since I see you in his arms, yes, I do. Ooh, baby. Now from the Jackson 5 to the Super Duper Supreme. Set me free, why don't you, girl? Get out my life, why don't you, girl? 'Cause you don't really want me. You just keep me hanging on. Now you don't really need me. You just keep me hanging on. Break my heart and leave me sad. Tell me what did I do wrong to make you stay away so long? 'Cause baby love, my baby love, I'm missing you, miss kissing you. Instead of breaking up, let's do some kissing and making up. Don't throw our love away. In my arms, I don't you stay. Need you, yeah. Need to hold you once again, my love. Feel you want me, embrace my love. Don't throw our love away. Please don't come be this way. Not happy like it used to to me. Loneliness has got the best of me, my love, my baby love, my baby love, oh baby love. Don't throw our love away, don't throw our love away. The Motown.
Thank you, Toni. Well, we're going to shift gears quite a lot right now from Motown to classical. And I want to welcome to the stage Sky and River Gilliard, who will be performing Mazas Duet Opus 38, number 2. Okay.
Tell us the story, Pete.
Here they come. Wow, what talent in the congregation. Thank you, Sky and River. And next up, we have Taylor Webb, who has not only been up, he's been up here once already as a new member, and we're delighted that you're here to share your talents with us. He's going to be performing All My Days.
Hello, everybody. I'm really excited to play for you guys. I'm a little bit of a nervous performer, and it probably didn't help that I had 5 cups of coffee at the breakfast this morning. Honestly, I think somebody should have cut me off, so that's okay. Hey. But this song's called All My Days by Alexi Murdoch. It's one of my favorites, and I'm excited to play it, so here it goes. Watch the sky breaking on the promise that we made. All of my days, and I've been trying to find what's been in my mind as the days keep turning into night. no friend standing near. All of my days. Cried aloud, I shook my hands, oh, what I'm doing here. All of my days. For I look around me, and my eyes confound me, and it's just too bright as the days keep turning into night. Now I see clearly it's you I'm looking for. All of my days. Soon I smile, I know I feel this loneliness no more. All of my days. For I look around me, and it seems you found me, and it's coming into sight as the days keep turning into night, as the days keep turning into night. Yes, even breathing feels alright. Yes, even breathing feels alright. Yes, even breathing feels alright.
Our last act is the one that Drew already introduced by saying he has never performed in public. I think we need to qualify that a little bit.
You ever play piano?
There we go. I think he performs most weeks up here, but he is taking a risk here, playing piano, although working with ChrineEss isn't risky. She's a delight to play with. And I want you to watch Drew as he plays, because
No pressure.
even if he hits a wrong note here or there, he's got the moves.
That Arizona sky burning in your eyes. You look at me and babe, I wanna catch on fire. It's buried in my soul like California gold. You found the light in me that I couldn't find. When I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember try. But all I really know, you're where I wanna go. You are the part of me that never dies. So when I'm all choked up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us this way. I don't wanna be just a memory, baby. So when the sun goes up and I can't find the words, every time we say goodbye, baby, it hurts. When the sun goes down and the band won't play, I'll always remember us this way. Yeah. When you look at me and the whole world fades, I'll always remember us this way.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, ChrineEss. And now it's back to our regularly scheduled program.
Thanks, Pete, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let's all take a deep breath. That was great. You know, it's been written that public speaking and performing is the single greatest fear of human beings. And that outweighed Armageddon, death, and dismemberment. So you see here some really good courageous. Can all the performers just stand up again and be recognized for everything you guys did? I think what you're going to take from today is courage. Courage and strength and belief in yourself. Whatever it is you offer, you have a light to shine. And do it boldly, proudly, beautifully, subtly, quietly, lovingly. Because that's why we're here. That's why we're on the planet together. So let's live our purpose and do it beautifully together. So thanks for that courage. So if our greeters would come forward, we're going to do our offering. And we have another amazing musical talent in Benny. And I really have to thank ChrineEss. Rehearsing with her was a pleasure. And that was a dream of mine. I always said to my wife, I said, I always wanted to be a rock star. Well, today I got a little taste of that fantasy, but just beautiful. Every performer, all of you, just were exquisite in what you did. Just beautiful. So we're going to take our offering in our hands, and as the plate goes by, you bless it and offer in that courage and strength that we can multiply this exponentially and change the world. So we say it together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. With infinite gratitude, so it is. We offer gratitude for this abundance that we receive every day. So bless you and thank you.
God working magnificently in, as, and through each person that was in front of us today. Seeing the beauty of God, the love of God, the joy of God, the magnificence of God. And so right here and right now, knowing that there is only the one life, the one mind, one divine presence, I'm knowing that I am living the life of God and using the mind of God and fully empowered with the power of God. And as I know this truth for myself, I know this truth for each person within the sound of my voice. I know this truth for each person that is walking this earth, regardless of appearances. So right here and right now, Father, Mother, God, I'm knowing that a healing has taken place. And I'm knowing that whatever it is that's on our hearts, that's in our souls, that's on our minds, that appears as a problem, an illness, something to be rectified. I'm knowing that all we need do is ask, because I know, Father, Mother, God, Spirit, that the answer is within you. And the healing has already taken place. And I know with an open heart and an open mind and a willing to just live the light, to show our light, to allow it to illuminate, to shine throughout this world. Father, Mother, God, I know it can be done. So right here and right now, Father, Mother, God, I say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for each person that was in front of us today. Each person that took the courage to stand and perform and to let their light shine. I say thank you. I say thank you for our practitioner corps, for Reverend Drew, for our board, for our musicians, for our AV team, for our greeters, for the board. I say thank you for all of this. I say thank you for each person that is right here at CSL Tacoma today. I say thank you for family and friends and so much more. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your forgiveness. Thank you for your love. And so now I release my word into the full activity of love and law, knowing that my word will not return to me void, knowing that it is already done. I anchor this truth by saying, and so it is.
Now we have a special closing song from ChrineEss. She's written this, and I think the words are in your program if you want to pull them out and sing along, but we get a treat to close out together. So take it away.
I just want to give you all a little warning. What it says on the screen 2 times and then 2 times, that's just the beginning, and then you just get to follow me through the rest of it. So buckle your seatbelts and sing this with me.
I'm holding love in my heart, peace. I'm knowing peace in my mind, joy. I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one and together we rise. Let's sing that again. Holding love in my heart, peace. I'm knowing peace in my mind, joy. I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one and
and joy. Together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Take it from the top. Love, I'm holding love in my heart. Peace, I'm knowing peace in my mind. A joy, I'm feeling joy in my life. We are one, and together we rise. Let's rise. Together. Together we rise. Together. Together we rise. Together we rise. Standing in beloved community. Together we rise. Together we rise. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise. Together we rise. One more time. Through love, peace, and joy. Together we rise.
Thank you. Go forth and let your light shine in courage, and together we rise. Have a beautiful day.